So yes, to answer your question, Hydrasaur, yes, I do like the Tycoon games. Roller Coaster Tycoon is probably my favorite out of the Tycoon games by far. I appreciate that, Kraz. Thanks for admonishing that I know a few things. I appreciate it. But Undertows, welcome to Evolve. If you have any specific questions, please let me know. I do a lot of coaching. I've won a couple of tournaments. And I feel that I know what I'm talking about most of the time. So if you have any questions at all, especially like basic things, because there's a lot of mechanics in this game that you don't necessarily know without playing for hundreds of hours, I think. Hey, Victory, welcome to the channel. And with that, let me get a drink of water. I'll be right back. It's been really good, Victory. So I was going to start streaming early this morning, but the monthly ESLs, they kind of take the wind out of my sail sometimes, and so I don't want to be competing with them for coaching and things like that, because I know a lot of people that I help coach also like to watch those events as well. So we started a little bit late, but we're doing really good. So for Hunting Season 2, you receive the monster when it comes out. So the Season 2 includes 4 hunters, the monster, and then 5 skins, one for each of those that you get for 25 bucks. Which update, Victory? Yeah, but don't feel bad about losing in this game, because this game, yes, skill matters, but I feel it's a lot like poker or Netrunner. If you ever play Netrunner, I make comparisons between this and Netrunner all the blinking time. But I definitely feel this is going to be very interesting, actually. A Laz, Cabot, Abe, Hyde, very high defense or offensive team against a behemoth. So it's going to be a very, very bloody fight when the first dome goes down, because both sides are basically going all in. And it's going to be a very, very bloody side, one way or the other. What's the update on games and stuff? No new updates. I'm at 98% on my Metal Gear Solid 5 Ground Zeroes. I just have to S rank one more mission, and then I'll have 100% completion on that. I did restart this War of Mine from the game last night, because that game was just doing really horrible. That sniper shooting my guy and wounding him was not pleasant, and it was hard to kind of recover from that. So I started a new one. I think I'm on like day 3 or 4. Already going much better, but right now I'm trying to find, I am on a shortage of wood right now, and so I might have to go through with a hatchet and just bust up somebody's house because I really need the supplies. Okay, monster, already just going off from the get-go, being a little bit sneaky here, going through and heading to the north luscious area. I do feel that if you are going to play as Behemoth, always nice to start and eat uphill, because then you can roll downhill and get a lot of distance and momentum and movement that way. Oh, sorry about that, Evolve bot. So Evolve is a lot like poker or Netrunner, because I feel that while a lot of the mechanic, or not mechanics, I feel like a lot of the skill in the game comes from reading your opponent, and not necessarily bluffing, but really reading your opponent. Oh, get out of there, Dome. Oh, no, monster does get Dome. Near full health, though, is going to be able to get a little bit more food, and will have full armor once they actually get here. So here comes Task, doing a bit of damage here, and this is a very scary area. Oh, it does a fantastic sneak pounce. Needs to be, oh, here comes a tongue grab. And there's a hit, and the rock wall might finish him here. I want to see that rock wall finish. Nope, the rock wall does not kill him. But look at that. It's so easy to get squashed at stage 1, especially with Laz. So with Laz on the scene, there goes the dome. So now Behemoth can get a clean getaway, but is he going to cap the corpse? If he can down the assault, he might be able to bait out, but it looks like he's just going to go ahead, down another player, and then peace out. That's another way to play against Laz, is do a bit of damage here and there, because Laz has a problem keeping up the entire team because of the way that his healing works. But back to the question about poker and Netrunner is because I really feel that it's more about playing your opponent than playing a game where you happen to have opponents, if that makes sense. There is a bit of bluffing involved at times, but really it's all about reading and combating your opponent and his play style than anything else. For instance, a behemoth that plays aggressive at stage 1 plays very differently than a behemoth that plays defensively at stage 1. Whereas in Counter-Strike, if someone has an AK, they shoot you in the head. If they have an M4A1 rifle, they shoot you in the head. And so yes, guns kind of make a difference, but in general, you're playing the tools at that point and not necessarily the player, or the player's skill instead of the actual player's thought processes. And so that's what I meant by how it's similar to poker. Especially for Laz, I don't like hide with Zaz. Don't take that as weak spots. I agree, but Hyde's minigun I think is actually a lot of people. Oh, that dome! I think that tyrant saved the hunters, because I think that the behemoth might have been able to get out. So Cabot is going to be able to shoot through this wall, so just needs to be careful. I do like that there's stasis grenades on here, so that the monster is getting snared right out the get-go. So here we go. Here comes the damage, or the incoming damage. Ooh, Tyrant going after the Assault for a moment. Assault in deep water over there. Needs to be very, very careful. Tyrant looking to get back. Tyrant might actually get the Assault again. Oh, very, very... the Assault barely lucked out. Always be very careful. I feel that the Tyrant probably should have been dealt with before, but they are making good work of it. The Laz is taking a little bit of damage, but Monster taking tremendous damage. This is a very, very going to be, like I said, bloody fight. People go down on both sides very quickly in this kind of a matchup. Does look like the monster is not going to be able to get away in time, not going to be able to eat any food, just a very, very aggressive team here. And so now that the dome is down, let's go ahead and see. He is going to go rolling towards no stasis grenade over here, but look at that, Task already trying to shoot him off, and he hit him with a dart. He's going to refresh the dart once more, and look at that, throwing stasis grenades, doing a great job. So the monster is able to evolve. Might be trying to go ahead and evolve in the corner over here. Now, without Hank, you can kind of just hang out here. You're already darted, so you're not going to... Cabot's not... His dust doesn't really make a difference. So he might be able to just go ahead and go over here and then evolve. Ooh, it would be interesting if he evolved in there and they couldn't... Oh, I guess that would there. And there he goes again. The stasis grenade followed up with another shot. Great aiming by Task once again. So, very low health. The monster will probably get domed here. But he definitely needed to do it because he was at very, very low health. Abe keeping his distance here and waiting for the monster to make a move and then dome instead of waiting to dome first. I like that play. And here we go. Monster goes out, meets the group. 3 points in Fissure. Need to be very careful. That Fissure can easily down somebody that's not paying attention. Personal shield goes up. If he can do a good job and keep the pressure on the Assault once the shield goes down, he might be able to. Nope, no, he's just got so much damage done. So right now the Behemoth is just in a very, very scary spot. Not much he can do. The team is just being super aggressive, and there isn't much that the Monster can do. So Monster trying to go after the Trapper as a last-ditch effort, and unfortunately does not able to make it. GG.
GG.
Yeah, very, very, very high DPS on both sides. With the way that the hunters were, and then the monster being a behemoth, I knew that as soon as the first dome came down, there was going to be a lot of damage done to either side very, very quickly. And that's kind of what Cabot and Behemoth are like. They're very, very all-in kind of plays, and so you guys did a very, very good job on playing to your strength and being super aggressive, because it really limited Behemoth on what he could do. You forced him to evolve in a place that he probably didn't want to evolve to, but he had so little health that he didn't really have much of a choice. So really, really good job on being on the aggression. You were spread out enough. You did really, really well. I feel that the Trapper was a little ahead of the pack, and that first strike was really, really, really fast, but that's because I think that was because you were slightly ahead of the rest of the group. That being the case, though, I felt that I think your rock wall might have been off cooldown, and I think the rock wall actually would have downed him when he was very, very low health and you knocked him off the top. But I don't know because I can't see your cooldowns, which is unfortunate in spectator mode. But otherwise, good positioning. The hunters were pretty spread out for the most part. Every once in a while you would clump together, so just be careful. And that Tyrant was doing a lot of work. Like that Tyrant, I don't know if you knew it, Assault, but like after you got spit out the first time, he was right on your ass. Like he was about to eat you again, and you just happened to like go away right at the last second when you were following the Behemoth up the wall. So really good job.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Yeah, he was really close. I was really expecting him or Cabot to get eaten because it was right next to both of you.
Oh, and I did down him, but they had a last, so he revived him.
Oh, yeah. I'm not worried about that. But yeah, really, really good team.
But that one time you were saying that if I had put down my rock wall, I would have gotten him. I did get him, but last revived him.
Oh, no. Yeah, I think you could have gotten him about 5 to 10 seconds earlier, is what I meant. I mean, yeah, you did get him down, but I think you probably could have got him down. And then I think the best thing would have been is instead of going, I like that you started uphill as Behemoth, because if you're ever going to get caught as Behemoth, it's always good to start uphill, and then you can just roll downhill and get that extra momentum going, because it's a lot easier to go downhill than it is uphill. So you did really good, but then you kind of went to the not the garage, the trash area. I can't think. The junkyard area. I hate the junkyard area. There's not much food back there, and it always leads to being domed in very, very ugly places. And so I would have liked to have seen you gone down the river, because the river would have slowed them down a little bit as well, especially because mammoth birds on one side, tyrants, and all that kind of stuff with the hostile wildlife might have been able to buy you a little bit of time. But otherwise, really good job. Really good aggression on both sides. Undertows, you're the higher level. Let me go ahead and answer a couple questions, and let me reform our group. So let's head back to chat real quick.